Hello, Queens. Welcome to this week's edition of Jungle Juice. It's the last in our series of looking at belonging to ourselves. What does it mean to belong? Our chosen family, looking for our tribe. And this week we wanted to talk about Dharma, right? The human hunger to feel as though who you're being in the world matters, and what part of that contribution do you belong to or participate in, right? Broad strokes. It's a big word, Dharma, but how it fits here and what I'm interested in for you, I've been thinking a lot about you, is the way that we believe Dharma is something that you aim to do, right? I don't know about you on how much you know about Dharma. It's one of the biggest words in Buddhism. It's a concept that's way too vast to discuss here, but broad strokes are generally in the Western culture that this is some unique gift you have that you do in the world, right? Some gift, some unique gift, and it generally has to be magnificent. And then there's variations of that, but you know, the opportunity here is to think about, what does Dharma mean for you? And what is your place in doing in the world, right? There's a lot just there. But the invitation is to drop, once you have sat with that, into Dharma as it's intended to call you. Dharma isn't something we aim to do, it's the truth of who we are, uniquely expressed as you, through you, right? So Dharma, as Stephen Cope would say, has three fingers he talks about, and I love Stephen Cope. If you haven't read The Great Work of Your Life, this is a fabulous book. One that is a study guide that you will read again and again and again. I love this piece of work. And anyway, Stephen talks about that there are three fingers that point to our Dharma. One is what lights you up. The next is a sense of duty in the world, right? It's the thing that you just have to do. You just do it, right? You can't even explain why. Lots of things fall into that category. Family, responsibility, serving your country, etc. You know, whatever it is, you just can't explain why, but you do it. Tirelessly, selflessly, right? Being a mother, a father, being of service, etc. And then there's the difficulty category. Maybe an illness becomes your Dharma, healing that illness, writing a book or gardening or something that comes from some challenge in your life. And I know I said gardening, I'm not sure that that's a challenge unless you're a farmer, but yeah, it's just pin that for another conversation, but you kind of get the gist of what I mean, right? Difficulty can be dharmic. So the invitation this week is to sit with, what does it mean to contemplate how I move through the world in the culture that values doing in the way that we have it associated with value, worth, and being, right? What are you going to be when you grow up? Really, that's a question of doing, not being. So, yeah, I invite you to sit with this and want to hear from you. What are you being called to in your life? What lights you up? What sense of duty has called you and might be calling you now? And what difficulty might be having its way with you that is dharmic in nature? Is, you know, I really did recently reframe my sense of Dharma in the sense that I really thought that working on myself was in the way of my Dharma, right? That as soon as I overcame this or that challenge or anxiety issues or, whatever insecurities or, anything like that, then I'd be ready, right? I will have sharpened my blade to mastery, and then I could go and do the thing, right? This is not Dharma, right? So I'm not saying I know what Dharma is. I'm with Stephen. What points to it? So just to refresh, Dharma isn't something you aim to do. It's the truth of who you are, uniquely expressed as you through you. I'll leave you with that. I want to hear from you. Sending you so much love wherever you are at on your Dharmic path as it relates to being and belonging in the world. I'm so glad you're here making the journey with us. So much love. Namaste.